Vinyasa yoga naturally focuses on the breath. This practice will be a little different in that we're also focusing on the pauses between the breath. The inhalation, a slight pause, the exhalation, and a slight pause. So you can bring the hands to Namaste and be aware of the flow of your breath as you inhale. Circle the arms up and that little pause as the palms touch. And exhale down through the midline, and again a little pause. Inhaling to circle the arms up, and exhaling, this time twisting off to the right and pause. Inhale up through center, and exhaling to the left and pause. Inhale, rise back up through center, and exhaling to interlace behind the back of the body, lifting through the chest here. And circling back around into Namaste. Inhale to sweep the arms up, and exhaling, twisting left. Inhale back up through center, and exhaling to twist to the right. Coming to this full view of yourself. Inhale up through center, and exhale again, interlace behind the back of the body. Inhale to lift and open, and exhaling, the hands nestling back into the heart in Namaste. Making your way to downward facing dog. So this pause is as natural as a ball that's thrown up in the air and it's suspended for a moment before it merges back down, or gravity brings it back down towards the floor. So it's a very natural pause. So you can now inhale and float your right leg up to the sky. And with your exhalation, bring the knee into the chest, rounding through the back. And then inhaling, stretching up and back again. And exhaling, coming across the body, knee to the left armpit. Inhaling up, this time opening through the pelvis. And again, exhaling, coming across the body. So building with momentum, inhaling to open the pelvis, keep the left armpit lifted. And exhaling, the foot to the space between the hands. You can shorten the stance here. It's like a baby Virabhadrasana 1. Keeping the back heel down and the left toes pointing forward. Inhale the arms up, and then exhaling and twisting, wrapping the arms around the waist to the right. Inhale up and exhale, twisting left, but keep the hips coming forward, left hip coming forward. Inhale back up through center, and exhale to interlace behind the back of the body, deepening the bend into that right knee, then straightening the leg and moving towards your pyramid pose. Feel free to release the hands down either side of the foot, or use your block if you would like. Encouraging that left hip forward and down. You can then release the hands and launching yourself forward into a standing position. So draw the back leg, knee into the chest, taking care of your blood pressure as you lift. And finding Garudasana, so left leg over the top, right elbow on top, and sinking in. All the while following the pulse of your breath and maybe these light pauses between. You can then inhale to circle and release up, and then moving through Virabhadrasana 3 position, planting the hands down onto the earth and finding standing splits, and stepping yourself back and into an open, easy Parshvottanasana, opening the arm up. Flip that into your side plank position. By all means, have the left knee down if you would like. And then coming into a plank, lifting through the belly, dropping the left elbow down, then the right elbow, and then coming up, back up onto your plank, so left hand and then right hand. And taking care with your shoulders if you have any considerations with that movement. We'll be doing it a few times. Inhale up into this Shalabhasana position, encouraging more strength and height through the upper back by imagining pressing down through the hands. And then tuck the hands under the shoulders. You can inhale up into a plank and exhale back into your downward facing dog. Inhale the left leg smoothly to the sky. Find that pause. And exhaling, knee into the chest and pause. Inhaling up and back. And exhale across the body now to the right armpit. Inhaling up and back, this time opening the pelvis out. Keep your right armpit lifted and exhale again across the body and pause. Inhaling to open. And then stepping the foot between the hands. Again, shorten the stance, so bring that back foot in so that you can keep the back heel grounded and the right toes facing forward as much as possible. As you inhale, get long through the spine, and exhale, twist left this time. Inhale back up through center and then twisting right. You can even use your left hand to encourage that right hip forward. Inhale back up through center and exhaling to interlace behind the back of the body. Again, like that ball that's thrown up in the air, find the height on the inhale. And then exhaling and folding into your pyramid pose. Remember your options here. You could even bend that front knee a little. You always want to work the hamstring opening, secondary to looking after your spine. So make sure you're not feeling it in your lower back. So you can then inhale and lift halfway up. Release the hands onto the earth. And then bringing that back knee, or lift the back leg, and then knee into the chest. And making your way up to stand. Keeping your eyes fixed on one point. And then crossing over into Garudasana. So right leg comes in on top. You could even have the toes on the floor to help to balance. Left elbow on top here and settling in. And find your flight again, inhaling to lift and exhale back into your Vira 3 position. And then hands to the earth, standing splits as best you can. And making your way back and into this easy, open side plank. You could have that bottom knee on the floor if you'd like. Stretch the top arm over. And again, this moving down onto the elbows. So right elbow down first. Be strong through the core. Then the left elbow. Right hand. Take care of your shoulders. Left hand. Finding yourself back in plank. Press the earth away from you to slow your descent down. Rise up into a cobra. Hands a little wider than shoulder width apart and be active through the legs. And then exhaling and lowering. Rise up into your plank, a little pause, and then moving back into your downward facing dog. So second wave, inhaling and stretching your right leg up and back. So we take everything a little further and flip the dog here into Wild Thing, Kamatkarasana. And then bringing the knee into the chest and across, shooting it out to the side for fallen triangle, and inhaling that left arm up. So we'll do this twice. Feel free to just stick with what we did before with the open dog and the knee to the tricep or armpit. But if you're able to, finding some grace about your movement and finding those little pauses as well that kind of open out into this zip file of vastness. You can stretch the leg up and back. Last one, flipping over into your wild thing and stepping the foot through to the hands. Shorten your stance again, and then bring in your block if you would like to for your revolve triangle. So this time just opening the arms out and twisting right. Inhale, palms touch, and exhaling, twisting left. Inhale, palms touch. Exhaling, twisting off to the right, and then turning this into your revolved triangle position. So I prefer the block to the inside. You might be able to go to the outside. I'm blessed with strong hamstrings. So then moving the block forward and coming into an Ardha, revolved Ardha Chandrasana, revolved half moon. Lift through the back leg, twist yourself around. And again, coming up to stand here. So knee into the chest. Last time we did Garudasana. This time, just take a little break. Bring the pinky toes to touch and stretching the arms up and leaning off to the left to stretch through the left side body. And then again, bringing that left knee up into the chest and creating a figure 4 shape. So you've got this option to stay more like a chair or go elbows onto the shin if that's okay for your knee. You could go hands to the floor. You could also go for the balance, Ekapada Galavasana, if you wanted to. That's straightening the back leg out. So let's all meet back now in this standing splits position. So lift as much as you need to extend the leg up, and then going towards a few practice bunny hops if you'd like to for a handstand, or just stay with your standing splits. Going back into your revolved Parshvakonasana, revolved lateral angle. Inhale the left arm up and take it across the body, and then straightening the back leg up. And again, this feeling that you're creating space, particularly through the belly, across the chest. You can then release the left hand down, ready for side plank. So we're going to turn it up a little with this plank to forearm plank. So finding plank and then inhaling the left arm up, that little pause. Be sure to have the feet hip width apart here. And then the left elbow comes down, the right arm comes up, and right forearm down. Watch my heels just pivoting to the side as that left arm lifts. This is strong. Engage the core, press into the left hand and rise up into your side plank once again. And exhaling that right arm down, find your plank, lower slowly, rise up into your back bend of choice if you'd like. Up dog, go for it. Exhale to lower, rise up through your full or a half push-up and moving back into downward facing dog. Ready for the second side. So inhaling the left leg up into the air. Bend the knee, heel to the buttock. So you could stay there like we did in the first wave, or flipping your dog and coming into wild thing. And then exhaling the hand down, knee into the chest, and shooting the leg straight out from the hip. And the back heel here comes down as well. So think of it more like a side plank. Knee into the chest and moving gracefully a few more times. So again, feel free to stick with the easy option, particularly if you've got any shoulder issues. And if you can, just focus on those little pauses at the end and enjoying those pauses. Last wild thing. And then releasing the left hand down and stepping the foot to the space between the hands. Again, shorten your stance and bring your block in if you too are blessed with strong, tight hamstrings. And then you can inhale the arms up and exhale, twisting left. Inhale up, and as you twist right, keep that right hip moving forward. So you're just twisting through the upper body. Inhale through center, straighten the front leg, twist, and then exhaling the hand down and finding your pause in your shape, but not pausing the breath. You can still let the inhale and exhale flow freely, but there's those tiny little gaps between them. So then launching forward and into Ardha Chandrasana, the revolved version. You can then bring the knee into the chest, and to give the left leg a little break, take the right foot in front, touch the pinky toes, inhale the arms up, and exhaling off to the right side, so you're stretching through your whole left side flank of the body. Inhale back up, and once again lifting that right knee up into the chest. Come across into that figure 4 shape, keeping a strong right ankle here, and find your sweet spot. So you could, yes, also use a block as well, or go for it with the arm balance, either with the leg extended or just hovering that back foot. Again, those little pauses, allowing them to naturally expand, deliberately expand. Inhale to rise up, and then moving back through your standing splits. And again, if you'd like to, if it's in your practice, maybe trying a few little bunny hops to move towards a handstand, just 2 or 3 times, taking care of your exit strategy always. Then moving towards the twist, so back knee down, left hand to the thigh, inhale the right arm up, find that little pause, and exhaling to twist. And then staying with this feeling of spaciousness, a feeling of openness there. And again into the side plank. So remembering this is quite a bit stronger. You can stick with what we did in the beginning. So inhaling into side plank, other side. Remember that the feet are hip width apart here. And then right elbow down, left arm up, pause, left elbow down, and then right arm up. And this is the strong one, so tone through the belly, press through the right hand, feel light as you inhale and rise up into the side plank, facing left, and then taking that hand down and pausing for a moment on the earth. Rise up into your back bend of choice, and then lifting up, moving back towards a child's pose here. Finding a pause, and even a pause between the breaths. So it's not something you'd want to do with any blood pressure issues, but if you're all good, just find that little gap not to the point of struggling, but just find a deliberate, spacious pause. You may like to rock the body a little side to side, in the same way that the ocean moves. The wave washes up on the shore and it pauses before it's being called back out into the ocean. So in this same way, breathing with these tiny little pauses, moving with these tiny little pauses. You can inhale up and perhaps sealing the practice with a twist to each side, and taking the wisdom of this practice out into your life. Perhaps finding tiny pauses, tiny gaps between all the activity of your day. Namaste.